Hey everyone, welcome back to Rotor and Pixel. Today we're breaking down something that's quietly reshaping modern defense strategy. The US Department of Defense is going all in on drones, also called unmanned aerial systems, or UAS. And even if you're not into military news, this matters, because what the Pentagon buys and standardizes today usually becomes tomorrow's tech, regulations, and job market for the entire drone ecosystem. In the next 9 minutes, I'll explain what the Pentagon is trying to do, what Replicator actually means, why autonomy and swarms are the headline, and the biggest challenges that could slow this down. Quick favor, hit like if you want more clear breakdowns like this, and subscribe to Rotor and Pixel so you don't miss the follow-up videos. All right, let's set the stage. Drones aren't the future, they're the present. Ukraine has shown the world something simple. Low-cost drones can create outsized impact, and whoever iterates faster tends to win tactical advantages. That reality has pushed the DoD to accelerate, scale, and rethink how it buys and fields unmanned systems. For context, the US Department of Defense already operates more than 11,000 unmanned aircraft systems across the services. That ranges from small hand-launched systems all the way up to larger, long-endurance platforms. But the DoD is signaling that thousands isn't enough for the battlefield they're preparing for. The buzzwords you'll keep hearing are mass, autonomy, speed, and scale. Here's the strategy in plain English. First, mass and scale. The Pentagon wants a lot more drones, and not just a few exquisite, expensive platforms. Second, autonomy and AI. They want drones that can coordinate, navigate, and keep functioning even when communications are degraded. Third, rapid acquisition. In other words, cut the 10 years to field something cycle down to months. Fourth, industry partnerships. Not just the traditional defense giants, but commercial tech and startups too. And fifth, counter-drone capabilities. Because if we're entering a world with more drones, we're also entering a world with more drone threats. Now, the key program tied to all of this is called Replicator. So what is Replicator? Replicator is the Pentagon's push to field multiple thousands of relatively affordable autonomous systems across multiple domains on a short timeline. Roughly 18 to 24 months for the first wave. Think of it like this. Instead of a slow, multi-year procurement marathon, Replicator is meant to find real systems that already exist or are close, test them quickly, scale production, and get them into units faster. And the DoD has described Replicator as a way to move faster specifically because they're looking at China as the pacing challenge, meaning the benchmark competitor they're planning against. One reason Replicator gets attention is money. Public reporting has put Replicator funding in the neighborhood of about $500 million per year, at least in its earlier phases. Okay, so what kinds of drones are we talking about? There are 4 buckets to keep in mind. Bucket 1, attritable air systems. Attritable basically means expendable enough, lower cost than a traditional aircraft, designed to take risk. These systems can do surveillance, act as decoys, support strikes, or fly as a loyal wingman concept where unmanned systems extend what crewed aircraft can do. Bucket 2, small tactical drones. This is the stuff that looks a lot closer to what the modern drone world recognizes. Small reconnaissance drones, loitering munitions, communications relays, and systems optimized for ground units. Bucket 3, maritime unmanned systems. Uncrewed surface vessels and underwater drones for surveillance, sensing, mine countermeasures, and potentially more. And Bucket 4, counter-UAS. Because drone dominance only works if you can survive the other side doing the same thing. Counter-UAS includes jamming, interception, directed energy concepts like lasers, and cyber defenses. Now let's talk technology, because the tech is the actual story. Modern military drones are increasingly defined by 3 things: autonomy, networking, and operating in messy environments. Autonomy is the big one. A useful way to understand autonomy is as levels. Level 1 is fully remote piloting. Level 2 is semi-autonomous navigation, with humans making tactical decisions. Level 3 is highly autonomous behavior within constraints. Level 4 is near full autonomy with human oversight. The DoD's direction has been to push toward higher autonomy, especially for swarming behaviors. Multiple drones coordinating, sharing data, adapting routes, and overwhelming defenses through complexity. Then there's edge computing. Instead of sending everything back to a control station, drones process more data on board. That reduces lag, and it helps when GPS is degraded or communications are jammed. And then there's networking. Modern drones aren't just individual aircraft. They're nodes. Mesh networks, resilient data links, and integration into larger military data ecosystems are a huge focus. Now, why is the Pentagon doing all this? 3 reasons. First, deterrence. The logic is that if you can field large numbers of autonomous systems, you can complicate an adversary's plans. It's harder to defend against many than a few, because defenses get saturated. Second, the China challenge. U.S. defense planning has been heavily focused on the Indo-Pacific. Drones offer a way to extend sensing, reduce risk to personnel, and create more distributed capability across large areas. Third, lessons from Ukraine. The big takeaways have been that commercial tech matters, adaptation speed matters, electronic warfare matters, and mass matters. Okay, but it's not all smooth sailing. There are real challenges here. Challenge 1, autonomy and trust. How much decision-making do you allow an AI system to do, especially in life and death contexts? The Pentagon has repeatedly emphasized humans staying involved in lethal decisions. But that gets complicated when you're talking about fast-moving autonomous swarms. Challenge 2, electronic warfare. Drones depend on signals, navigation, and data. Adversaries will jam. That means the DoD has to invest in navigation that doesn't rely on GPS alone, autonomy that works when communications drop, and hardened electronics. Challenge 3, cybersecurity. Every network drone is a potential attack surface. Encryption, intrusion detection, and resilient architectures become mission critical. Challenge 4, supply chain and scale. A lot of commercial drone components are globally sourced, and the DoD wants trusted supply chains. Scaling to massive numbers means manufacturing and logistics become a warfighting capability, not just a business function. And Challenge 5, budget trade-offs. Even if drones are the hot thing, the Pentagon still has to fund ships, aircraft, personnel, space, cyber, everything. The argument isn't replace crewed platforms, it's complement them and shift risk onto unmanned systems where it makes sense. Now here's the part that hits home for the Rotor and Pixel audience. Big military drone investment usually trickles into the civilian world in a few ways. More demand for operators and maintainers. More demand for software and AI talent. More opportunities for vendors in sensors, communications, batteries, autonomy, and counter-drone tech. And like it or not, more attention from regulators and policymakers, because drones become a bigger part of national infrastructure, not just a hobby. So what's the bottom line? In 2025 and beyond, the DoD is pushing for scale, speed, autonomy, and a tighter link between commercial innovation and military procurement. Programs like Replicator are built to move faster and field more systems, and that signals a major shift in how the U.S. wants to compete in an era where drones are cheap, plentiful, and tactically decisive. If you found this helpful, hit like and subscribe to Rotor and Pixel, and tell me in the comments what you want next. Do you want a deeper dive on Replicator, the drone dominance memo, counter-drone tech, or the ethics and policy side of autonomy? And one more thing, if you're watching this because you want to launch your own drone business quickly and build it profitably, I've got my best starter resources linked below in the drone launch box. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.